was Saturday night. I turned the TV on just to see what was going on. You've been gone a while, didn't hear from you. I just want to know if you're safe and sound, 'cause I want to know if you made it out or if you're caught up in the mess. So tell me, are you okay? 'Cause I don't wanna lose you. It ain't easy 'cause I know I'm better with you. But tell me, are you okay? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye. I don't know what I'll do.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Healing Connection, a podcast dedicated to healing, hope, and support that brings all of us together. My name is Joey McBride, and I want to make sure that I start off by saying that I am very sorry for my last episode. I did not know that it was going to take me an hour to do that. Unless you like it, I will try and narrow them down and make them manageable instead of such long ones. Now, if you want long ones, you can let me know at htfwmidwest@gmail.com and let me know if you like it or not. If you want short ones, we can do short ones. If you want long ones, we will try and do long ones periodically. I guess a lot of times it will depend on what the topic of the subject is, kind of depend on the length of the episode. So we will do that. Okay. So today we are coming together as veterans, first responders, spouses, caregivers, and family members to explore how we can support one another through our everyday trials, challenges, and triumphs. And yes, even the smallest of triumphs that you think don't matter, they all add up over time. You may think that it takes forever, but it does. It does really work. This is a safe place to let you know, for us to share our experiences and learn from one another, because that is how we grow. If you want to get better, keep tuning in, keep sending me information so I can pass this along to other veterans and first responders, caregivers, spouses, whatever the case may be. Send those things in, and that's something that we will bring up in our next or future episodes. So let's begin by reflecting on what healing means to you personally. Got a couple icebreaker questions that I'm going to ask you. You could answer them to yourself, or you can just think about them. What does healing mean to you? Can you recall a small moment that sparked hope in you during a rough time or times? Our first part that we're going to talk about is acknowledging our journeys and unique challenges. Our lives are a patchwork of experiences, each one marking a moment of growth, challenges, and resilience. Whether you're standing on the front lines providing essential support, or if you're behind the scenes, that makes a very important role as well. Every day brings a blend of trials and triumphs that shape just who we are today. So today, let's take a moment to acknowledge the paths that we have traveled. I invite you to reflect on the pivotal moments that has defined your journey. Think about what inspired you to serve or support in your unique role And those experiences, how have they molded and strengthened you as a character? Our diverse stories are a powerful tapestry of shared experiences, each threads contributing to our overall resilience of our community. Guess what? I got questions for you, and we'll probably have questions throughout this, so I'm just letting you know ahead of time. It's not a PowerPoint by death, but it is questions. And you can answer those either by sending me an email at htfwmidwest@gmail.com, and you can send me your answers if you want, comments, or if you just want to answer them to yourself or with somebody else, that is perfectly fine as well. For those who have experienced the intensity of a crisis firsthand, what was the initial spark or call to action that set you on this path? For our spouses and caregivers and family members, what unexpected hurdles have you navigated and what inner strengths did you discover in this process? Number two, understanding trauma and mental health. I want you to know that trauma, any type, is not sign of weakness. It is often a testimony of enduring life's hardest battles. Please remember that. Whether you're facing PTSD, anxiety, or depression, speaking openly about these experiences is a strong step forward into the healing and recovery. And that is very true because I can speak on that by saying that my therapist that I have had for just a little over 4 years has really helped me during this time. And I am so thankful that I have one. And I hope you have one as well. If you don't have one that you trust, then I encourage you to find one that you do. What mental health challenges do you observe among veterans and first responders? And how do you compare them with everyday stressors? If anyone would like to share their personal story about how reaching out for mental health support made a difference in your life, I will start by saying that for me, it took me quite a few years to get to that point to where I reached out. Once I did find a therapist, and he happened to be a therapist in the military, actually an Air Force therapist, and he was there the same time I was, and he's dealing with his own struggles and traumas and his own PTSD by being there. But after he left, it was an up and downhill battle trying to find another one. I quit, I started, I quit, and I started over and over again. I happened to be a guinea pig for 8 different interns that were trying to get in this field, and none of them understood anything about any military background. I don't know about the first responders and that caregivers, but as far as military, they had no idea. I have kids that were much older than they are, so that was pretty scary. But that went on, and I kept trying until I finally got to where I live now in southern Indiana, and I have found me a therapist since being here. It took me about 3 years to find one that was an actual fit for me. And ever since then, I've had a much better healing process that I am so thankful of. What are early signs do you think that we should all be aware of in ourselves or within the people that we care about? 3. Self care, coping, strategies, and building resilience. Self care is so much more than just a buzz. It's actually an essential practice for maintaining our well being. Amid among the demands of serving and caregiving, taking time to nurture our body and mind is revolutionary. Let's talk about some specific habits and practices that can help us rebuild our resilience. Which self care practices have helped you or your colleagues manage stress during challenging times? What daily routines or habits have helped you remain grounded during overwhelming or stressful moments? I would like for someone to share a story about self care or mindfulness practices that made a significant impact during a tough period or time. Part 4. Supporting relationships and navigating family dynamics. Relationships and family dynamics play a very central role in our healing journey. Whether you're a spouse, caregiver, or a family member, balancing your own health needs with caring for others is both challenging and very vital. Today, we explore how to set healthy boundaries and foster open communication with our loved ones and how that can help not just within ourselves, but help the dynamic of the family try to work a little smoother, a little better, and make things not so tough and tight to where everybody feels like they have to walk on eggshells. We need to try and figure out how to communicate so this way this does not happen and people are not living on edge just within their families. That's not fair. Our family should be a safe place. I know sometimes it's not. Sometimes being around others of our own cloth, that helps too. And that's something else that we can find comfort and security in by talking to people that we know or a peer support group where there's others that can help us mold in ourselves and become better within ourselves as well. How do you balance the responsibilities of your role while maintaining your personal well being? What strategies have you found effective for fostering respectful and supportive communication within your family? Could you share any small rituals or practices that help reinforce a sense of connection and support at home? 5. Accessing resources and community support. No one should have to face their struggles alone. There are numerous resources, both local and online, that can guide and support you on your path to healing. So let's shine a light on those valuable networks. And there are. If you know of any, please share them to this podcast, and I will try and share the ones that I know. Um, like just one right off the bat of my head is Wounded Warrior. I know people have bad thoughts and bad taste about them, but they have changed and they are trying to be more transparent, and they're trying really hard to reconnect the veterans, the ones that either used to be or the ones that are thinking and maybe about staying. Because they do have some pretty great peer support groups within their thing and other things to help you. But that's something on another podcast that we will talk about. Where have you found the most supportive networks or resources in your community? In what ways has connecting with peers or mentors played a role in your healing process? Is there a emerging resource or community initiative you believe holds promise for veterans, first responders, and their families? I will try throughout this because I know I talked about it a bit on my last podcast and left a lot of information for first responders because honestly, I don't know of much, but I will try to find more resources out there for first responders because I know there's a lot for veterans. I know personally because I'm a veteran myself, and I will try to even get resources for caregivers, spouses, different family members. Because like something my wife does here in where we live is we have something called Healing Connection, and that's something that we do the third or fourth Friday of each month. A organization that is has taken us in, and we go to the River City Eagles on 4023, and they let us take time to have our get together, and it could be about venting, it could be just about talking, it could be crafts, it could be learning something like maybe how to play guitar or how to do painting or any different types of crafts. Um, we may have just a time to connect with one another, check in with one another, and if there's somebody new that might be trying to figure out their avenue on how to get their benefits, we try to send them in the right direction. I try very hard to connect them with people that I know, and my wife does the same thing. She tries to get caregivers and spouses the right tools to help them navigate with things to take care of themselves because they can't take care of us if they don't have the time to take for themselves. And that's something that not just caregivers, spouses, and family members, but first responders and veterans also need to take the time out to take care of themselves. It doesn't matter what it is, even if it's something small, say going for a walk around the block. I know right now it's a bit hard because it's as hell outside and it would not be a very helpful time because you're sweating your neck off, and it's not, you can't concentrate on what you want to, just evolve within yourself, and during that time go for walks in a building, so this way you can think about what you want to without worrying about anything. But I know, going for walks in certain places is hard. So I would suggest going for walks in the cooler of the day, or just in the fall would be a good time. But you don't have to just go for walks. You could sit in a room for a while and just listen to the silence for a minute. Hear what it's saying, hear what it's not saying. Listen to your own thoughts. Don't go too deep, but make sure you do think about, hey, what's making me happy? What can I do to make me happy? It's all types of different things. Get with a peer group. It doesn't have to be a large one. You can just gather with a couple of friends that you trust somewhere and go have coffee if you want. Do whatever you would like to make you feel better. I know for me, I go to the gun range. That is very therapeutic for me because I can have to concentrate on one thing, and that's the target, the ammo, my weapon, whatever it may be. I have to concentrate on that. So, and if I may take somebody with me, so we work together. We try to see who can shoot better than the person, just as a game. It's nothing personal if someone does better than you, but it's just something to do to release the stress, the downfalls, the hardships that and flashbacks that we go through. We've got to have another outing to make those healings within ourselves. We really, really do. So now we come to the conclusion and a call to action. I do want to say thank you for joining me. If this is your first time, welcome. I thank you. If you had joined us from the beginning, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. It really means a lot to me, and it tells me that you want to look for help. And this may be what you need for that few minutes to feel better, to hear something that could be spark something in you to want to find out how to get things, how to make life a little better, how to sit and relax and just take in what you hear. Today we explored our unique journey and discussed our challenges and traumas. We did share some powerful tools and support and some resilience. I hope you found moments of reflection. While during our mindful breathing, while journaling, with journaling, or through interactive discussions. We will take, and I will talk to you more about this breathing. There are different ways to do it, there are different times, but you will hear me mention that throughout different podcasts because breathing does help bring you back down. Last question, I promise. I want you to take a moment now to think about this. What small act of care can you commit to today, either for yourself or for someone else? Think about that for a minute. What can you do? If you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed, or simply just don't know which way to turn, remember there's a free and confidential resource available to you. You can text 988, and for veterans, you press 1. This is something that you do not have to give your name. You do not have to give your address unless it is crucial. But this is a confidential, no one's going to come knocking down your door or bring the cops to arrest you for something that you said. This is something that can work on together with you. Or you can pass along to someone else that you know that might need this. I don't know. I truly do value your voice in this community. Like I have said throughout, please email me your stories, questions, or suggestions. And that is at htfwmidwest@gmail.com. Let's continue this conversation, whether through our digital community, social media, or in future episodes. Something that I want you to know, I want you to always remember that I will have your six. Together we can turn our challenges into steps towards healing and connection. Until next time, take care, stay connected, and keep nurturing the healing within.
Cause I don't wanna lose you. It ain't easy cause I know I'm beneath you. But tell me, are you okay? Cause I don't wanna say goodnight. I don't know what I'll do without you. Are you okay? So tell me